Foam rolling is one of the best ways that you can recover after a workout on your own, short of getting a deep tissue massage every week. But some people can't afford to do that. So this is the next best thing. So the first 2 weeks of foam rolling tend to be a little difficult. Foam rolling is for myofascial release. It's going to help relax the muscles, work out any tension, soreness, any knots that you have, especially when you have been resistance training. When you're repeatedly contracting your muscles, you're gradually shortening them. So this helps kind of lengthen those muscle fibers back to the way they should be, so you don't lose any range of motion, any mobility. With foam rolling, once you get past that first 2 weeks, you feel so much more limber, just lighter. It's really, really great. So our first movement for foam rolling is going to be our lats and our shoulders. So you want to start at where your rib cage is. You're going to lean back on the foam roller, kind of bring your hips up off the floor and roll yourself back and forth. It helps if you don't have a hood on, that way you can get in there a little bit easier. But you don't want to, you might feel some snaps and crackles because muscles do things to your skeleton. But you want to just roll back and forth. If you find any sore spots, any spots that are particularly painful, you want to sit there and let them kind of work themselves out a little bit for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then roll past it and come back to it and see if it feels any better. And that's going to break up those knots and help those muscles release. This is just all of the upper back. You can roll out the lower spine. I wouldn't say roll it out, but I would say if you want to put the foam roller here and lean backwards to try to get some stretch in the lower lumbar. Oh, just don't roll back and forth. That can help if you have any tightness in those back muscles. Rolling out on the lumbar spine, it doesn't have enough support to really be beneficial. So that's where the deep tissue massage comes in, is that a massage therapist would be able to hit muscles that you can't really get very deep with the foam roller. But from there, you're going to turn on your side and you're going to act like you are ninja chopping the floor. So you want your pinky to be on the floor, thumb to be pointing up, and you're just going to roll back and forth on the rib cage. And like I said, find the parts that are particularly painful and you just want to sit there and let them marinate a little bit. Then roll past them and see if they feel any better. And it may take 2 weeks for you to feel good. Like this is going to be a little bit brutal at first, but especially if you're already sore. And then you want to do the other side as well. From there, we go to the glutes. So with this, you're going to sit on the foam roller. And that can be tricky in and of itself, but if you just get to a place where you're kind of propping yourself up on a foot and an arm, you can get yourself up on here. Then from here, this is kind of similar to our pigeon stretch that we did for our warm-up. You're going to cross one ankle over the opposite knee. You're going to take the hand on the side of the bent knee and put it back behind you so you're supporting yourself. You're going to bend that straight leg that's supporting the other leg, and you're going to roll back and forth on that glute muscle. And I'd probably do this for 30 to 60 seconds on each side. If you don't have a particularly sticky spot that you need to work on, then I'd move on to the next side. Especially if you're doing this every day, that's going to be plenty. And that's the key, is you really see the benefit when you do this regularly. not just once a week or once a month. Some sides might be trickier than the other. A lot of us hold more of our weight on one side, and so you might have a more dominant side or more often used side, and so it might be a little more sore. From there, we're going to do our hamstrings. So I would just roll off the back, start at the back of my knees. Not giving myself enough space. Prop myself up on my hands and roll back and forth. And it's a good idea with legs to kind of twist and hit different areas. So you're not just rolling over one point over and over again. You want to try to hit all your muscles. From there, then we're going to go calves. And this is one you should really be able to get different angles. And some parts might be more sore than others. But you just roll back and forth. This is not a graceful process, but it helps a lot. After calves, then we move to our quads. So here, I get on a hand, I push the foam roller into my knees, and then flatten myself out over it, and then roll myself back and forth. And again, you want to try to hit different parts of your leg. Make sure you're getting both sides equally. And if you need to add more pressure, you can cross a leg and just work on one at a time. That's going to make it a lot more invasive. Oh, geez. So the really sticky spot is the IT band. And that is the outside iliotibial band that runs along your outer thigh. With this one, you just get on your forearm and kind of use that foot to help guide yourself back and forth. And you don't necessarily want to go all the way down to your knee, but about mid-thigh up to your hip. That's where it really needs some attention. And this body part is what keeps us upright all day. So it gets worked all the time, and it doesn't really see a lot in the way of myofascial release by your day-to-day things. So when you get on a foam roller, it tends to be very unpleasant. But like I said, after 2 weeks, everything feels so much better. And then you'd want to go to the other side. So ideally, that leg would be straight. Get that muscle stretched out, and then add some pressure, and that's just going to help everything release. Now, I'm pretty sure foam rollers are approximately $20 on Amazon. You can get them at Walmart if you want. They are a very beneficial tool, and I recommend pretty much every person have one in their home. But understandably, if you don't have one right this second, other options are, if you have anything like a tiger tail. I realize if you don't have a foam roller, you're likely not to have a tiger tail. But this is going to do approximately the same things. You just have to use your hands. But you just roll this. So even if you have a rolling pin, that would be beneficial. Just make sure you wash it afterwards. But you're able to just massage those muscles. You can do it on pretty much any body part. With your calf, I would recommend sitting down so you can kind of relax the muscle and really get in there. But a tiger tail would be a good one. You can use something, you could use a water bottle even. So, like, it may not roll as easily, but it's gonna do basically the same thing. Water bottle. You can use dumbbells. You can use a variety of balls. If you have if you have a lacrosse ball, or trigger point release ball, we got this one for $1.50 at Play It Again Sports. This one I got in a pack at Target. I think it was like $15 for maybe 2, but they're designed for myofascial release. But since these are a lot harder and smaller, they're going to get into those tricky spots much more deeply and effectively. So I would maybe not start with this, but if it's something that you have, you can get the benefits of it. You can use a broom handle. You can use, if you wanted to just like use the back of a chair to rub your upper body, get your arms, your triceps, your biceps. You can use your chest. There's a variety of options. If you have any questions about the best way for you to do myofascial release, ask. I'll find a thing that works specifically for you, so you can experience the release that you need and get the recovery that you need after your workout.